Alrighty, what's going on, guys? We just got down here to Knoxville, Tennessee. We're just going to be offloading these back two cars right here. Got a nice little three-stopper coming down to Knoxville and then two drops in Chattanooga, which will be nice. We'll have them all off here shortly and get down to Kia tonight. But I want to talk to you guys today about the UAW strike that could be coming and what's going to be happening, or what might happen if they do end up going on strike, what to expect. Been through a couple of these. This is just my opinion, but I'd like to get you guys the information so you guys know how to react in case it does happen and it gets pretty bad for us. So I'm going to go ahead and get these things offloaded real quick. We'll get into that here in just a second. Peterbilt dealership here in Knoxville, rescuing a load. One of our trucks broke down today, so I was in Chattanooga. They asked me to turn around and come on back up here and get these, so that's exactly what I'm doing. But to talk about what's going on with this UAW strike, which is going to affect all of us. So some big things going on. Apparently Thursday this week at midnight, the contract is up for the big three automakers, which is going to be GM, Ford, and now it's Stellantis. Used to be Daimler Chrysler. They have since sold out. But that is what's going on. All three of those companies are looking at going on strike. I can't find the numbers for GM or Stellantis on the number of vehicles they produce in a year. Ford's number was, I could find Ford's numbers. So this is where I'm going to go with all of this, is using the numbers to explain what could be coming in our very near future here in the car hauling industry. Last year, Ford produced 4,321,000 cars altogether, meaning if we extrapolate that, there's going to be about 12 million cars in a year produced by the top three, give or take a little bit. I think Ford last year produced the most cars, then GM, and then Chrysler. So we'll just say like 9 million. Easy number. So the whole idea is I took that number and divided it out to see how many loads are going to be gone per day that this strike is going on. And what I could come up with is about 5,221 loads a day. So every single day that the UAW is on a strike, we are going to lose roughly 5,221 of these loads available on the market. Now, that is a big number, and that's going to affect the car hauling industry almost immediately. The ones that are going to see it first are going to be you guys that are owner operators or the small trucking companies that use the new car market to get you to your cars. Because companies like United Road, Cassins, Jack Cooper, all those companies, they're not going to be giving out any extra loads because they're going to need them for their own trucks. So that means literally about a third of the car hauling industry is going to completely run out of backhaul or outhaul freight to get to their own freight. That is going to kill the actual small car hauling market out there, which is already struggling right now to begin with. And the problem is if I take the number, the estimated number of all the trucks of all these big car hauling companies out there and figure that is 1/3 of the car hauling community, 1/3 is single truck owner operators, and 1/3 is companies of under 10 to 15 car haulers on the road, the small mom and pop trucking companies. That gives me an estimated number of around 25 to 30,000 car haulers that are out here. If we take 5,200, even on the low end, 4,000 loads a day off the market, that is going to grind this industry to an absolute halt in what can be hauled. It is going to destroy a lot of companies out here. And the problem being is, let's say, God forbid, what they're estimating is a 10-day strike. That is going to take 40,000 loads off the market. That is going to take 6 to 10 months to recoup the loss in production of cars in order to get back up to just what we're at right now. You figure a lot of these companies, a lot of these manufacturers, let's say they produce 3,000 cars a day out of one of their single plants. Let's say the Ford truck plant produces 3,000 trucks a day. If it runs at absolute full steam 7 days a week, or if it runs at absolute full steam for 24 hours a day, it might be able to produce 4,200 cars. So it can make up 1,200 trucks if nothing goes wrong while they're out there building the trucks. And yes, that would help, but the problem is to recoup the, let's say, 10,000. So I said per day. I meant per week. Let's say they can produce an extra 1,200 trucks per week. Or just an easier number, 1,000 extra trucks per week more than what they're producing right now, which is a giant number of extra trucks. If they can produce that, because the problem is it's not just going to shut down the actual assembling of these, it's going to shut down all the manufacturers that manufacture the parts for these. It's shutting it down throughout the supply chain. That all has to be caught up. So if they can do an extra 1,000 trucks a week, it's going to take them, if they produced 10,000 less trucks in that time period, it's going to take them a minimum of 10 weeks at 100% operating spectrum to get back to the number, to catch up to what they didn't produce. The problem is we all know exactly what's going to happen. This is going to be another 2020, 2021 timeframe all over again, and they won't try to catch up at all. They're going to jack the price of all these cars up, which is going to have a twofold effect. One, that downturn of loads is going to ripple through the trucking industry, like I said, for months and months and months. Two, right now, they're jacking interest rates, and if they go jacking the price of these cars with their market adjustments like they did before, all they're doing at that point in time is slowing the amount of people buying the vehicles even more. They are taking it so that where maybe 1,000 cars are sold or 1,000 pickup trucks are sold weekly across the country to 750, literally slowing down the trucking industry or the car hauling industry even more, taking more loads off the market. I think if they do go on strike, this is going to be painful, and this is going to last a year. It's going to take a year to really get caught back up. I don't think it's going to be a couple months. Heck, it could put a downturn in the auto market like we saw in 2009. It could put a downturn like that back into the auto market for 3, 4, 5 years. Um, right now, there's already an overabundance of car haulers out there for the loads that are available. I see all you guys complaining on Facebook at the rates and the prices of fuel and everything going up and the rates coming down. All that is basic supply and demand. And right now, we have too much supply of car hauling trucks out there looking for loads. You turn around and take 5,000, 4,000, even 3,000 loads a day off the market, you are going to destroy a market. We are literally looking at the probability of losing roughly a quarter of all the available loads in the market in the United States per day gone in a point in time where we're already struggling with rates, and to try to make it so that you guys can make money out here. It's not going to get any easier, and that scares me. That scares me more than the interest rates itself, is the fact that there needs to be a give in the industry as a whole. And I'm not asking drivers or owner-operators to be the give. I'm just saying we don't have enough freight, and because of that, the rates are down. And the give is going to be probably a lot of owner-operators and small mom-and-pop companies like I used to be going out of business, and that is the last thing I want to see. It's hard enough supporting our family when everything's going right, and now they're going to drop this bomb on us. They're going to drop the UAW strike on us, and honestly, it would not surprise me to hear if we lose 5, 6, 10,000 truckers, car haulers out there over the course of the next 3, 4 months. I think a lot of you are struggling enough as it is. And then they turn around and do this, and just this is the stone that, in my opinion, may break the camel's back. This is the last thing we need to see out here in the car hauling industry. But also, I could be wrong, and I pray that I am. And if you guys think I am, please go in the comments below and tell me. Tell me your opinion on the matter here. All I can do is look up numbers on the internet, come up with a general idea of what I think. So I'm just shooting in the dark here. In all honesty, I'm looking at what I have seen over the years doing this. Being that this is my 13th full year, going on 14th year of hauling cars. I have a little bit of experience out here, not a whole ton. A lot of you guys have been doing this longer than me, but this is the point in time where I really hope I'm wrong, and I'm hoping that you guys see something different that I don't. But who knows? I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but I also am trying to be as realistic as possible. And when I look at a number like Ford producing 4,321,000 cars last year, and you divide that by the number of manufacturing days, which is roughly 250 was the estimate I found online, You divide that out, just Ford alone is like 16,000 cars a day off the market. You multiply that by three, we're talking 50 some thousand cars. It is just astronomic numbers, and it's scary to think that 50,000 cars, 50,000 of these could be off the market per day to be hauled just simply because the UAW, and this is nothing against them. That you do you when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think everybody should be paid fairly, and if they need to go on strike because of it, that it sucks for us. But that's just what scares me. Whether you agree with the unions or whether you don't, that is completely up to you. But at the end of the day, the union is going to affect all of us. The UAW is going to affect all of us. Every single one of us could possibly be getting hurt here. So I would say really quickly buckle up and haul every single load that you possibly can for the next few weeks, especially if they do go on strike. And any of you guys hear anything out there that I haven't discussed or know about, please let me know, because we're all out here together. This is our industry. This is what we make as drivers. We're the reason these things make it to people to get delivered, and they can drive their kids to school, work, grocery stores, and sporting events, all that kind of stuff. We are the reason that this stuff happens. So I would like to know what you guys are seeing out there as well. I pray to God I'm wrong, and I hope none of you guys get hurt by this. I hope none of us do. But until the next one, guys, I love you, and I will see you on the next one. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing loaded up and get my butt back up to Ohio. Let's get another load on the ground, try to make a little bit more in my paycheck. So see you guys in a bit.